Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, August 7th, 2025. How is everybody? Um, I'd apologize for yesterday. I decided I'm a little bit under the crunch here to get things done. And I was getting things done. So I decided I wanted to keep that momentum going. And uh, and uh, and so I decided to take the day off. And that paid off, I think. Uh, I, I literally have, a week and one day, and I don't feel like I have enough. I don't feel like I'm ready. So there may be a few more of those days where I is entirely unacceptable. You had to be productive. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And I'm sorry it was homeowners association stuff because that never sounds like fun. My HOA is maybe the absolute best case scenario because there's no fees. There's no nothing. I don't have to do anything. Um, so sinkhole. I believe it or not, my our groundskeepers, as it were, came by yesterday. And normally they're literally in and out in 5 minutes. They've got one of these standing lawnmowers. They got, we don't have much of a front yard, and there's, just a kind of a straight backyard that you can do like in less than 2 minutes with one of these things. I mean, they zip along, and I swear they need to like lower the bed a little bit to actually cut the grass, but um, they came yesterday. They were cutting down branches on trees. They were trimming. They were edging. They were like, holy cow! But I don't pay for any of that. I don't pay for the snow. I mean, the snow removal is kind of like I think they did it once, and pretty much me being like almost the furthest because so there's A, B, C, D. The fourth unit is closest to the parking lot, and so I am third furthest from the parking lot. Um, and the people on the other side of me who are the furthest from the parking lot aren't home very much. So um, I usually am the one that had to. I usually do the whole sidewalk and then get out to the car. But I don't pay anything for anything, so I guess it's not too bad. Anyway, I was really trying to get. We got a couple folks that have graciously volunteered to do some testing, and by testing I mean, yeah, I know they want to purchase some things, and I'm really trying to get that. I really wanted to get that operational yesterday, and it just didn't happen. We are very close now. Um, and I think that's probably, yeah, I know. I think it's going to happen tomorrow. I think it's going to happen tomorrow. Um, I didn't want to forego today's stream. I didn't want to do 2 days in a row. Because I got where I needed to get today. I didn't have anything lingering. Yeah, I know. No, but I'm hoping it's tomorrow because I really need to get this moving along. I need to make sure everything works, and I had a couple bugs I fixed today, like PayPal wasn't working. I had it set up twice, and that wasn't working. And then when I got rid of one instance, um, the other one wasn't working, and then I turned it off, turned it back on again. Literally, is really what I did, and it appears that it does work. So I think we are ready tomorrow. I'll let everybody who has messaged me. I'll let them know the details tomorrow. We'll get going on that. So um, my homepage is basically done. I discovered one little small minor error this morning, and For the life of me, I can't remember. Um, I can't remember how to fix it. So Hans, I gotta message your brother again for one little thing. And I feel bad, but I mean, I know he's cool. He's totally cool. Um, and it's a total nothing. There's an incorrect link for some reason, and I don't know how it got there, and I couldn't find the file. I must have spent 30 minutes looking through the template files, and I just beats the hell out of me. For some strange reason, I do need to be able to make money. Yeah, yeah. And so about that, so yesterday, here's today's funny little bit of news. So I'm starting early. I'm going to end maybe a little bit early, so we'll try to keep the same time. But I've got to get I got a haircut tonight. That's my uh, got to look good. Get this all straightened out. Whenever it starts doing this thing here, it's time to get a cut. Uh, so I got that going tonight. But last night Lisa got home. We had dinner. I was doing some writing, and my daughter had a question about the website she was trying to get on, and she was having a problem. And I said, well, and I was really in the middle of something, and I was using the Keuig scale for my ride, the class used woeful incomplete garbage scale. I did 2 laps. The first one was class. The second lap was maybe woeful. I don't know. But what I do sometimes is if I'm watching cycling on TV, your walk was garbage today. Yeah. If I'm watching cycling on TV, sometimes what I do is I play this little game where it'll be like, okay, so they are 40K to the end. Now I know, I obviously they can ride way faster than I can. So, um, but I knew they were going up a huge mountain, so I know their average speed was going to be less. And I said this might even out because I've got a 35K course that I plan to ride. I've got a little bump in the middle that's going to take me, 10 minutes to get over. And then the rest of it is, downhill or flat. Um, and so I'm trying to, I'm like, I was 6K behind for a while and I was gradually catching up. And then my daughter texts me and says, I can't get into the website. So I text Lisa. I say, hey, can you bring my laptop up? Because I can fix it from my laptop, but I don't want to get off because number one, I didn't want to I'm being competitive and I didn't want to get behind. And I'm on a climb and it was just going to be really hard to get back into it. I was doing a good job. She brings the laptop up. She's like, oh my God, this thing is burning up. And so she's like holding it in front of the air conditioner to cool it off. It is so hot. Um, and I've experienced this before, and so what I figured out is if I leave it plugged in while I'm working, it's okay. If I leave it overnight plugged in, it's not always good, so I always unplug it when I'm not working. It's an older laptop. I'm almost embarrassed to say how old it is. Uh, but for you Mac fans, it's a MacBook Pro 2016 with a touch bar, which I love. I love that stinking touch bar, and of course they don't make it anymore. Um, yeah, so it's almost 10 years old, and the battery life is garbage. But usually what I do is I wake up in the morning, I plug it in, I work, it works fine. When it gets charged up, I'll unplug it so it can cycle. Um, and this thing had been unplugged now for probably two hours. It had been unplugged and it was hot as Hades. Um, so Lisa's hell bent on that's not acceptable. And so tonight after my haircut, apparently, uh, much to my chagrin, we are buying a new laptop. Uh, I don't like buying laptops. I don't like buying computers because they you never they never come at a convenient time, right? Whenever you have to replace something, it is never ever convenient. Um, I I take my Macs and I use them until like the last. Yeah, I was just getting broken in. I use them till the last dog is hung. Really, my iMac, it's right behind it, really, but it works. You know, knock on wood, I can't afford a new one of those babies. Um, can I ask your web developer advice what to buy is rather knowledgeable. Well, as it happens, the local Best Buy, who I'm not a super big fan of Best Buy, but they've got a really good deal on the new M4s, MacBook Air M4s. Um, and I'm just gonna. I've always just taken the base model. I don't do anything other than, you know, email and web forms and things like that. So, for me, the base model always works, and they want I think $800 for it. So I think that's the route I'm going to go because it's the cheapest. It's $200 off the regular Apple price. So I mean, even though it's a good deal, I don't want to buy. I don't want to spend $800. But Lisa is insistent that this is going to happen, and she called me up at lunch today. She's like, "Okay, you gotta, uh, yeah, an M4. No, not that M4. Not that M4. This is a much cheaper M4." Um, she called me. She sent me a text this morning. She goes, "Make sure to go look, and let me know which laptop you want, so I can research and get the best price." And then she calls me up at lunch and says, "I'm just going to pester you until you succumb, and we're going to get this because you need a laptop. I mean, I need something to work, I guess." Um, so yeah, so apparently I'm getting. Now the plus side is they have this new sky blue, which kind of looks cool. Um, so hopefully they have it in stock. If they do, I guess I got a new laptop. So, I hate doing it. I hate buying laptops. I hate it because I know all of our machines are old. Lisa's is only a couple years newer, although hers is fine. Mine I didn't use for a long time, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. Lisa's always consistently used hers, so the battery I think is a little bit better. Anyway. In other news, other good news for you pen restorers out there, I was able to reorder our PFM, our Schaefer PFM point holder gaskets yesterday. It really was the highlight of the day. Um, and those are in development. So we will once again have. Well, the last time I said it was 10 years ago, about the same time I bought the laptop, ironically, and that it was a lifetime supply. I think this time I mean, if it lasts as long as it did the last time, I'll be 65 when we run out. So, um, but in they were shocked that the tooling uh, was still good, that they still had it, um, and I was very happy with that because that's the most expensive part about making any gasket or anything like that um, is that tooling charge. And sometimes you get screwed on. I got screwed on that before, where they just said, "Well, I don't understand because they say they wear out." Like, well, I've you made me 1,000 gaskets and then you set it off to the side. I mean, what is this thing made out of? Flat paper? I mean, so I don't understand. Um, but apparently they wear out after even in a short span of like 4 or 5 years. This had been 10, and they said thumbs up, we're good. We'll ship them to you in 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. So those will be coming. That is fantastic news, and hopefully a lifetime supply. All right. Okay. What are we looking at here today? We got some testing to do with these guys. I found it. I actually had a 51 that I had restored a while back that I had the wrong cap on, and it was kind of bothering me. And it was a special, and I didn't have a special cap on it, so I was searching around for a cap for this guy because the other one was in bad order. And I found a 51 special cap, and I said, well, this solves two problems. I put that cap on that pen. I'll take this cap, put it on here. Boom, we're done. We can test this. We're out of here. This we got one little spot we gotta address here, and then we're still working on the cap. Over in this tray here, lo and behold, I could not believe it. I was before I started today. I said I have too much stuff on. I didn't clean much. So don't don't get too excited. There were a couple parts on here that I said I got to get rid of. I can put those away, and one of them was a boogered up vac unit, and I had just seen where I have a bunch of spare units, and they're kind of all the same. They've got chipped pellet cups, and so they all go in one place. And I took that container out, and lo and behold, look at this baby. I got myself a Speedline. And just to keep things original, we'll use the same. We can use the same threaded portion. But this looks like this is in good shape. It should be. Yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, I was excited about that. It's like, oh, this. When I picked it up, my first thought was, there's one of two things going to be wrong with this. One, it's going to be frozen because that happens, right? And two, that little metal shim that holds the whole thing together is gone. And I hate that because if that piece comes out, it's so fiddly to get in, and knock on wood, everything is good. So now, of course, what that means is I got to finish up on doing this nib, which we're kind of getting there. But when we got raided the other day, I really didn't. I thought, I don't think people need to see me, not talking while I try to fix that thing. So we moved on. But maybe we can do a little more work on that today. We can at least assemble this part and get cooking with that. So that's great because that saves me a chunk of chicken. I think this is one of those cases I'm going to use a standard diaphragm. So that's what we got cooking today. Probably going to wrap it up around 4:30-ish. Lisa gets home about that time. We're going to eat. I got some running around to do. Reluctantly buy a new laptop. And then it's all the reset up that you got to do. And I primarily use like Chrome and Dropbox, so like poof there, everything I save everything that way, so I don't really have to worry about too much. Hmm. We should make sure this is completely clean. Really don't think this could be any cleaner. Ridiculous. And I should say, before anybody gets worried, um, I'm not changing the Twisby pricing on the website for those that were volunteering to help. So um, don't worry, don't worry about that. So old pricing prevails. Oh, that doesn't. Hang on. I gotta go get my parts. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's interesting. So this threaded portion is actually too big for the filler, and it comes out, slides off. I was like, that just doesn't seem right. Well, actually, yeah. Hmm. Like on your lockdown, the button is bigger than that. Can't go past it. Even this one is, I can pull it right off. Oh, well, that's not going to work at all now, is it? Are there really two different there are two different sizes of? Guess I need that, don't I? Snap. All right. Well, let's see if this other one will work. It's the right size for the barrel. Thing is spinning around. I don't know where the pellet went, but it's on my desk somewhere now. We got a little bit of old sack stuck in here. Well, let's see if this one works. It's a little better. What's tight? Hate that. There, that sits better. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. This pen's not going to be easy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't get suction on it, but I can't blow through it, so I don't know what that means at this point. Well, we'll see how it works once we get the nib straightened out and would have been a much easier repair. All right, let's see if we can get this nib a little better. Oh, we're getting there. Doesn't help. It's just really quite flexible. This side's a little wonky yet, but see a little bit of. Now, if I had a nib block around here somewhere, it's ridiculous how flexible this nib is. Mike, Ink Dependence Mike, welcome. I think the trick is here, I have to work on this nib and then people come jumping in. How's everybody in Inkdependence land today? That's getting better. It's not quite there. Olive, how are you? Wonder. Oh, that's why. This fits well enough, but I think I need to have at least one win on this pen today. Still processing after DC. It was that good for you, huh? Yeah, always overwhelming. Like it's just not working right. And it wasn't working right because the pellet came out of the. Oh, or the pellet, but the diaphragm came out of the pellet cup. So not creating any vacuum. You're glad you kept within your budget. Your seminar went well and you found a few interesting pieces. It was far from a record buying show, but it was a lot of fun. I didn't do a lot of shopping. It was great seeing so many people. Yeah, it always is, right? Spent a lot of time in the Van Ness Lounge helping with seminars and talking with people. Oh, you took 3 classes. Okay, that's cool. This thing's going to be the death of me yet here. We'll get it though. Get it? Cut it? Yeah, it's the talking that does it for me. It's a whole lot of talking in the span of a short period of time. Good afternoon, Indy. Took a couple of days for the voice to fully come back. Yeah. I hear you on that. This was just a little too long. If it doesn't want to stay, then we're going to coerce it with a little bit of shellac. That looks better. Third time's a charm, maybe? Okay. Hopefully that stays in. If it doesn't, well, a little dab of shellac will fix that. All right, let's see what we got here. Goes in there. We'll work on that nib again. Sometimes I like to work in little bits and pieces because it's just easier that way. I guess we got a couple to test here. Excuse me. Woke up early. Thursday is always an early day. These two. Let's see. Guess we need that open, don't we? 9550. Well, this nib doesn't look very good. Did I even clean that? Well, his nib's got a little ink in him, so we're gonna. Put it at the bottom of the page. Be happy to finally get this one out of here. It's lived a hard life. Got some pliers marks on the barrel of all places. Like, come on, man. What are you using? People using pliers on an aerometric barrel for? It was good. Hey, out of curiosity, did I understand in DC the new Schaefer Legacy was on display? Anybody get a chance to check it out? Or even better, did anybody buy one? Early reviews say it's the medium nib is more like a broad and it's very wet and juicy, which is good for some people, I think. I certainly wouldn't mind it. I'm debating getting one as a tester. I don't think Lisa finds it funny though. Oh, okay. All right. I dipped the collector in water, so I'm just gonna do this one more time. All right. Let's see how our nibs are doing here. Before I put this in the water, I'm going to spin these out. Oof. All right. Well, my throat is dry. That one doesn't have the nicest cap. I'll have to see if I've got another cap for it. Maybe it's a good user at the right price, huh? Not bad, Dib. Maybe the most boring color there, but there we go. Much better. Well, it's a good amount of ink, too. $95.50 on this one. Put a little star next to it. That reminds me that when I look at this, I got something I got to look at. It's not too bad. It's ugly, but it doesn't leak. Could probably micro mesh it nice and flush, but it's a nice 9550. All right. Am I related to the Esterbrook Pen store in New York? There's an Esterbrook Pen store in New York. Like a physical store? No, probably no. Oh, you're talking about Kenro. Yeah, no, those actually that's not even related to Esterbrook, really. Um, yeah, Mineola. Kenro is the actually they bought. So let me back up. So a number of years ago, I don't remember the exact year, a former member, a former owner, partner in uh, Kenro Industries, which is the U.S. distributor for Schaefer, Aurora, Montegrappa. Well, actually, not Montegrappa anymore because Montegrappa decided to go straight to consumer. Primarily known for Schaefer and Aurora. They also U.S. distributor for Ferris Wheel Press now. So if you're into that kind of thing, um, former partner bought the trademark when the trademark expired and started making pens, and um, they weren't all that great. And then he sold that business to Kenro, who are now making pens like the SD, and I guess the new one's the Niblet and the JR, and a bunch of um, accessories and clips and paper page holders and things like that. Um, so yeah, they don't actually. It's not the same company that actually made these pens. I mean, these are super late production. These are like what are these, in early 1960s? Super late production. Yeah, it's not. It's somebody bought the trademark, sold it. This they don't. It's not like they have the same equipment or anything. Um, yeah, and their pens are made in where are they made in Thailand, Taiwan. I mean, they're nice. They're nice. I mean, I sold them. But the insinuation that they're the same company is really incorrect. I mean, there's a lot of that. There's same thing for Conklin and maybe Todd and what I think there's even a LaBouffe too. I think, isn't there? Old names that expired that somebody bought and is trying to profit off of. The Esterbrook is actually probably one of the better, for sure, one of the better of those types of relaunches. That's what happened to Polaroid. Yeah, now that I didn't even know. But just to set the record straight, I had Esterbrook.net before any of that business went down. All right, there's this one spot that I won't say I keep missing, but it's visible. And I think probably what's happening is that this is shrinking as it does. I feel like I never see vintage LaBeouf anywhere, but an Unbreakable here and there, but not often. But maybe I'm just not looking for this specifically. Yeah, I mean they're not terribly common. You'll see them. I'm linked on the Esterbrook Pens website. Yeah, yeah, they do link to me. Like I say, they are one of the better relaunches. For sure. And I will be carrying them again in the near future. Yeah, LaBeouf made beautiful plastics. In a world where you can make any plastics you want to make, be a LaBeouf. All right, let me let's take care of this here real quick. What are some of the other ones? Conklin, LaBeouf, maybe Todd. Which one am I missing? I'm missing something huge. Carter's? There's a relaunched Carter's, or are you saying Carter's has interesting plastic? Because Carter's did have interesting plastics. Oh, I mean, I guess there's, I guess yeah, I'm forgetting a whole bunch of Wall Eversharp. Sid did a pretty decent job. Um, they were brutally expensive though. Holy moly! Oh, someone was trying to use the name again. It hasn't materialized. No pun intended. They do Carter's. They got to bring back the Carter Cube and the cool labels. This pen is taking way too much work for what it's worth. Oh, they don't make them anymore, so I guess. And Carter's would have to bring back that little Pearltex case. Maybe instead of a pen and a pencil, they would be a pen and a ballpoint or something. Nothing will probably come from Carter's. I saw one of those Pearltex cases fully marked from Moore Pen Company at the DC show. Wow, that's interesting. I personally am not a big fan of some of these rebranding jobs. Mostly because some of the people who collect modern pens don't have any idea who the original brand was. It really does adds very little value to the brand. Um, and it totally messes up every single eBay search you ever had for the rest of your life. Matching imprinted more pens in it. Wow. And yet that was not included in your pen show report yesterday or on Tuesday. Surely that was a reasonably priced item. Oh, it was show and tell only. Oh, okay. Otherwise, you would have bought it. That's way too late of a Moore for me. That's definitely better. I mean, if I'd have had spare parts in my bin, I would have definitely preferred to use them than going through this nonsense. But What is it? August, September. 3 months. 3 months till Columbus. A shame you won't be able to make it there, Hans. Yeah, bad timing. That's too bad. I get it. I get it. And it's bad timing every year, right? It's not just this year. Well, maybe by next week, this cap's probably as good as it's going to get. Oh, they're trying to get you to go to Dallas now? Yeah, I've been considering it. I've been considering Dallas. I always liked it. I was trying to get John to go to Dallas, but he says he's never going to go. I mean, he's got no reason to go anymore, but Paula Penn is bringing one of their pen doctors over from Japan for that show. Oh, it'd be fun to meet them and see if they can help me fix some pilots that are impossible for me to do so. Interesting. Bring some like switch fillers and crap like that. Watch their head explode. It's not bad. There's a couple little spots yet on it that I don't like. Or the P type. That makes sense to no one. Yeah. I think you showed me that one. What's the most common explanation for a pilot that occasionally skips on straight downstrokes? It could be so many things. I want to use these. I gotta trim down my. It's time to trim these down a little bit because you use the edges so much that they don't quite get everything that you need. Um, it could be that the tines are not quite demon possession, evil ink. Yeah, I mean the usual suspects, right? Barring that, assuming all else equal, clean, tried many inks, tried many writers. Tines too far apart. Tines angled. So that if you're looking at it, and if the bottom of my hand here is where the page is, they're inverted this way. My first thing would be to maybe look at the spacing a little bit. If you press down harder, does it start right? Yeah, and which pilot? I guess that's the other part. My first inclination is why would a tine alignment cause an occasional problem instead of always? Well, sometimes if we have a problem with the pen, sometimes we're self-conscious of it. So sometimes we will overcorrect for it. Asking for a friend genuinely. I was just one of the test writers. Yeah. Yeah, send the pen back to Pilot for repair. They'll adjust and never replace for free. I mean, it could be so many things. It's really hard to. It could be. Well, I mean, I guess you said it could be. I mean, you tried lots of inks, but they could all be bad inks, Without seeing it, it's really hard to gauge. My first guess is some kind of spacing problem. Yeah, there's a lot of variables. All right, well, that's that. What time is it? 3:14. I got a lot of time left here. That's good. We'll do that later. Am I gonna do this? Oh, this one didn't come apart. This is a lost cause. I can screw with that today. Sometimes I put these over here and I forget why I've got them here. Oh, this is that. Yeah, no way. No way. I need a nib. Thought I had one somewhere. Maybe I used it up. What do we got? What are these? Oh, I know what these are. The fastest notebook of all time. Well, so if you're like me, and anybody who does repairs, And that's what these two are. You can't get them open, and you try like once a year, and you hope that maybe you've garnered some knowledge or you've weakened it in the past, and maybe you're going to get it open this time. Uh, Something is going to be different. I am sure that these, like this one, I want to get open, something fierce, but I don't think it's ever going to get open. It's actually a little cockeyed. I'm trying to get it open. So I don't know why I'm trying. I'm trying because I didn't put a piece of tape on it telling me that it's impossible to get open. It's otherwise a nice looking pen, but and this one's got that cool white feed. I don't think I've tried soaking it for days. I guess that could be a good experiment. Can't believe this opened up. We'll have Dr. G's products in stock when he launches the site. Not yet. Um, it was intended. Um, but I had a couple of other things with only so much in funds. I had a couple other things that came up that needed to be paid for. So I mean, like very soon. I really want to get them very soon. If for no other reason than I'm a little low myself. I'm hoping within the month. Standing room only. More importantly, who won the door prize? I'd have gone for the door prize. Someone you don't know. She was super excited. Good. Probably someone who doesn't like the grip on the vanishing point. You can listen to anyone droning on for an hour to win a $400 pen. Well, it's always good when somebody is legitimately excited. And maybe likes it and wouldn't ever spend that kind of money on it. You had good questions and people laughed at your jokes of questionable quality. I'm the king of jokes of questionable quality. I kind of need to come up with one real quick here. What did good King Wenceslas look out on? Did good King Wenceslas? I have no idea. His feet's uneven. Yeah, I bet it was the most popular. Lyric is on the Feast of Stephen. Yeah, I asked. Seems like this has got a little lilt to it. Don't do that. Maybe that's why this was in the. I can't stand pens that have a little bit of a wobble to them. Seems like it. Yeah, because this was a $20 pen in its day. Yeah, too much heat probably. I mean, it's real minor, but it's is it a good enough reason not to restore it and sell it? Is the question. It might be a fantastic writer. Yeah, it's too nice to scrap. There's a lot of gold there. Never a big fan of these Schaefers with the lever fillers with the threaded sections. See, now there it doesn't look so bad. I wonder if it's how it's... threaded into the cap. That looks all right. Because this is like, this is going to set off my OCD that this doesn't line up. And I don't like it on the side. Probably have to do it this way. If it doesn't even line up correctly on the bottom. Well, I think it depends on how it's threaded into the... I don't know. That's... No, I'm spending way too much time on this. I mean, it's not so bad that way. Oh, yeah, I guess it still goes. Can't do it. That's why it's in the bin. Yeah, if it were a straight, I mean, if it's a straight user, it's not a big deal. This is one of those things that goes against my OCD. Oh, Mosh. Really feel like doing those. How about These are going to be the death of me yet. Let's not come apart. So back in the bin they go, I guess. Let's try. Vodka, gin, salud. We're just going to see if that does any damage to that section. And then we're going to start in on the vodka and gin. Guess I don't know how long I need to let that wait and sit before it. Does anything funky to it. Ah, man, what else we got? I got 500 Esther books in the other room, but I literally have nowhere to put them. I'm running out of space here until I can sell a few things. Move these to a different tray. They're done. That. You have extra room in your bedroom if you need overflow storage. They probably will be safe. Yeah, they'll probably be safe. And they might get lost, like your point holder gaskets, right? 345. Well, let's see. Who knows what? Yeah, little stuff like that. You're very disorganized. Somehow I highly doubt that. All right, well, maybe it's time for another shot of these guys. Mike Kennedy seemed to think that I think it was this one that maybe. There was some hope. This one might need a section player help too, maybe. I don't like using section pliers, but sometimes it's kind of a last resort. What I should do is sell all of these in one lot. Every single pen that I can't get open, sell it on one lot on eBay. Yeah, someone will buy them. They'll have fun breaking every single one. And then they'll scrap the nibs for gold. This wall, I just can't believe won't open. I mean, the collection I got this from, it should. It should open. One of these, I swear, Mike said he thought was going to open. I don't remember which one it was. You saw someone with a dozen Wall Eversharp Fifth Avenue $64 pens in their case at the DC show. They collected them. Maybe the only group of them not yet melted for scrap. Wow. Fifth Avenue. Not my favorite pen of all time. I had a customer for a while. I had my downtown location. And he would buy pens and he would bring them in and he would have me fix them. And they were always usually really pretty terrible pens. Um, but we got them working. And he brought in a couple of Fifth Avenue, I think they were. And they were just the biggest nightmare. I think he had two of them. One of them with the solid gold cap or something. It wasn't a 64. Unbelievable. It's amazing when a hard rubber pen won't. I'm gonna leave that sit in there until tomorrow, and we'll see if it does any damage. If it doesn't do any damage, those other ones are going in. This one I really want to open. I don't think it's gonna open. This one's just too nice to not sell. It's got a little bit of a little bit of warpage to it, but it's not too bad. I can't seem to find a barrel for it. It's a weird size. I think, as they say, it will be priced accordingly, and we'll make it go away. But it's not a. It's actually too short to be a senior, but it's got a like a senior size nib, so I don't really know what size it is. I got to get the dual fold book out. I just don't think these are coming open, which is too bad. That would be a really great pen, wouldn't it? Green and bronze. Trim looks good for the most part. Double check is still there. Needs a little help there, but not too much. Signature, yeah. All right. Well, tomorrow I'll put something together for tomorrow. I don't see that that's doing too much here. Um, Flex Nib Friday. You don't know me very well, do you? Or you do. That's probably the better answer. Um, yeah, I don't know. Fat Nib Friday. Funky Nib Friday. It's Friday. We got to do something fun. I'll figure something. Fat Nib Friday's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Fat Nib Friday. Of course, that means I got to go sorting through all 500 of those Esterbrookes to find fat nibs on them. Maybe you'll share some nibs if you think about it. Yeah. I think I've reached the end of my rope here today, and I don't think I want to spend too much time getting stuff organized. So, well, we got a couple things. We got a couple things done. We got that 50 that cocoa. We got that tested. We got those M2s tested. We've determined that these are probably never ever going to open up. Although I could probably stick that in one of these guys. Yeah, thanks. I just don't like it. It just, you know, you never you know you never have like extra money in the bank when you need to buy a computer. That's just never how it is. So, I mean, there's money there. It's just not what you want to spend it on. So, yeah, have a good night, you too, Hans. I think I'm gonna call it. Lisa's getting off work soon, so and I got an early haircut appointment. And then I got to deal with that laptop this situation. Spend it on a PC and no, 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 no. I went back. I'm not going back. I had to do that for help my mom buy a computer a few months back, and it was painful. It was painful. Wasn't too bad, but so anyway, I'm gonna get dinner cooking. So that we can get, and I gotta stop over at the warehouse and drop off some ink and some boxes and stuff. So, yeah, it's Shimmer Ink Flex Nib Friday. There we go, Plain Water. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna call it. And I believe tomorrow tomorrow morning y'all should probably be getting an email from me. Those that have sent me emails. I think we're gonna start tomorrow. I think that's what we need to do. So if y'all been looking to get something, then tomorrow morning will be the day, and so we'll do that. But anyway, other than that, have a good evening, everyone. A good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for joining. Be kind, be well, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.